Hey, JulesBlessedVegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. So, how's it going, people? I ask every time to please share in the comments below, to let me know what your current goal is, to let me know if you modified your goal, to let me know what's going right for you and what you're struggling with, what prayer intentions you need from me. I am in. I'm totally in. I'm a prayer person. So I always ask, and thanks for the few people who do give me feedback, especially on our Random Acts of Kindness challenge. So while we are in the middle of Advent, which is where we're literally waiting for the baby Jesus to enter the world again, for those of us who are non-religious, I changed it to Random Acts of Kindness because I just decided that beyond a Hallmark Christmas, it would be lovely if we brought tiny little glimpses of what Christmas can be, which is not commercial, but coming from the heart. I think people enjoy Thanksgiving so much because gifts aren't expected, and they can just be present. Granted, there's a ton of food. But mostly they can just be present with people, and there's no expectations of gift opening and all the ruckus that comes with that. And then there's a bit of a burden with Christmas because we've gotten so commercial and like nothing is ever enough as it is in our society. So, a lot of people, sadly, have gotten to the point of just give me money. Teenagers in particular, right? Just give me money and I'll spend it the way I want. I'll spend it on myself. And it's like, wow. Taking the care to actually choose something and not making it all about money. I remember the beauty of giving handmade gifts. That's kind of laughable today. And if people do handmade gifts, they cost $1 zillion, right? So I don't even know where we're at. But I was like, you know what? Let's do Random Acts of Kindness. So today, if you're just joining us, you're right on time. Because honestly, choosing kindness is always a small bit of Christmas. So today, which was day 10 of the challenge, was where we were supposed to maybe donate a book to either give it to a friend or a loved one. Because honestly, it doesn't matter if a book is used or old. It's brand new to the person who opens it up and starts to read the incredible content between those two bookends, right? Between the two covers. And I'm an avid reader, and I literally started reading chapter books. I was reading chapter books by like 3 years old. Even if I didn't understand all the content, I was mesmerized. I loved that letters became words, and that words became sentences, and sentences became paragraphs, and paragraphs became chapters, and chapters became books. I mean, that's a mouthful, but honestly, it was fascinating to me, and I've always been a writer, and I absolutely love it. So, I loved the idea of passing on a book to somebody, and if you didn't get a chance today, do it tomorrow. But some of the places that I had recommended, of course, schools, of course, libraries, and most certainly places like senior citizen homes. All of those people are just so happy to receive a book, and it's a great gesture. So tomorrow is day 11, and I'm trying to stay ahead of day by telling you the objectives. So I actually changed it up. If you received the outline of the Advent, which I posted on some other media platforms, including my Instagram, which is also JulesBlessedVegan, all one word. For day 11, it was suggested that you leave money on a vending machine. And that didn't really work for me. Because I was thinking for myself, if I found money taped to a vending machine, I would think that maybe it was somebody like returning money to the vendor, or I would probably think to return it to customer service. Like, that's who I am. It wouldn't occur to me that it was a gift for me to spend. So, if that works for you, please feel free to do it. We were trying to stay with not having to spend any money, and mostly we've been able to modify almost all of them. So for me, I changed it to break a rule in favor of the recipient. So break a rule in favor of the recipient, and that sounds really funny, but what it means is, like, let's say that your children are just dying to, stay up past 8:30. They never get to. The rule is 8:30 or bust, right? And you dare to let them stay up till 8:45. Let's say that the rule is that your kids always have to eat everything on their plate before dessert, and you let them leave some of this stuff on their plate or even have dessert first, just this once. Let's say that you're in the workplace and your workers have to be back, on the minute from lunch, and you let them have 5 minutes extra. Like, break a rule. I'm a rule monitor. Sadly, in my life, it was worse when I was younger. In my earlier days, I was just freaked out if people changed the program in any way. I just had to have chronic stability. But as I got older, I was able to be a little more lenient. But as a teacher, I'm a rule monitor, pretty much. So I'll consider allowing maybe 5 minutes of recess, or letting the children have 5 minutes on a computer program that they want, That's, of course, school acceptable. But even with my dogs, I'm a rule monitor with all my animals, too. I might let the horses have not just carrots, but sweet feed. Or I might let the dogs visit a little longer than usual. Like something. I'm going to pray about it. But anyway, I changed it to break a rule in favor of the recipient. Are you comfortable with that? If you are, go for it. If you've got a buck and you want to tape it to a vending machine, go ahead. Whatever it is, you're getting outside of yourself, you're honoring someone else and bringing them a little bit of Christmas unexpectedly in your random act of kindness. I love it. All right, so for me, I'm doing well. For some reason, I have my third eye, which I think was here. I think it's like seriously less than it was, honestly. But I told God I am not in need of a third eye, that I have a lot of clarity, more than most people. And he was like, all right, we'll get rid of it. So that third eye is starting to go. That said, in choosing to eat right, I've had like little bumps on my forehead. I used to actually have, like in the beginning, and I was trying to think of when the beginning was, and I was like getting all confused, which I call half-timers, not Alzheimer's. It's Alzheimer's, but you know what I mean. I'm not all out of whack, but I'm halfway. Like sometimes I do slip a brain cell, which I guess is appropriate at this halfway mark of my life. So anyway, I had to pull out my first journal ever when I met Tannyraw. It was 2 years ago, and I literally had to open the page and read it because I was getting all confused about the dates. But it was literally January 1st, 2018, so not quite 2 years, that I was interested, and my husband was like, oh, we don't even know if she's real, and what if she just takes her money, and she's not even worth talking to, and what if, and all these what ifs, and I'm not just going to pay this Tannyraw person, we don't even know her, because I wanted to do like the whole package, right, where you get to talk for an hour with 2 half-hour follow-ups. And I was like, you know what, hon, I found all her videos, and there's just something very cool about her, and I just want to take the risk, and if we lose the money, it's okay, but if she turns out amazing, that'll be great too, and let me just do it, please. And he was like, whatever, if that's what you want for your birthday and Christmas, because my birthday is the 27th, so just a couple days before the 1st, and he's like, fine, whatever, and I literally set it up, to talk with her like January 3rd, I think. But anyway, it turned out amazing, and she was all that I hoped and more. But after that initial and the 2 follow-ups, and I was just still didn't understand raw, didn't understand vegan, was just, just barely figuring any of it out. I didn't do a reset until July of 2018. So, and even in the first reset, I was floundering because it was all so incredibly new to me. And after the reset, which was highly suggested in the reset, we may get on with our story and maybe start a page and maybe get on YouTube and certainly get on Instagram. And so that was in July, and then finally in September, so again, a few months later, I finally just started Jules, I guess, Blessed Vegan. I don't know what we should call it. And I finally just started this channel. So this channel is just over a year, and I did a 100-day challenge from that September 22nd to the new year. And so I'm kind of in that second 100 days, right? In which we changed to raw and rebounding. So it hasn't been very long that I've even been in this process. And, I get kind of hard on myself for not, losing more weight. But you know what? I have to be really careful because I've had every disorder of eating, from extreme obesity in the 330 pounds to total, for what my body was really anorexic. I mean, it really was. I was down at 100 and something, very thin for me. I think I got down to like 114, which I don't know if that would be terrible, but for me, I'm 5'7", and my Norwegian Irish build is not small boned, but 114 was like skinny for me. And then, of course, the other extreme, trying to throw up my food, which didn't work for me at all. I just couldn't stand any of it. Praise God, because it is an awful process. And God bless you if that's your truth. I feel for you. And, and again, just the rebounding of everything. And I'm really trusting that this way of eating will not be another fluke for me, because it seems to be the most balanced. But I was hard on myself because I was like, you've only lost 80-something pounds in the last 2 years, and you were going to lose 90 in 9 months, and what happened with that, and like the whole thing. And I was just like, whatever, get off my case. Myself to myself. Get off my case, okay? I'm like, am I doing the best I can? I don't know. I probably could do better. Am I doing well for where I'm at? Perfectly imperfect? I guess, I'm just still striving. And striving matters. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm clean today. I've got great fruit and vegetables. My husband is a tremendous support for me and has come along and was stoked for himself that he was able to get in this pair of overalls that he hasn't been able to fit, that he had to buy a new belt because his is too big. And this is all second to me. Like, this is all a subset of, oh, my wife changed our diet, and as much as I sneak, I'm accidentally losing weight. I think, men, they're pretty blessed that way. All right, my friends, nice talking with you. And if you like, join us if you haven't, subscribe. Know that I pray for you. And until we talk again, best of all, trust that you're blessed.